Basement level vibes with another one, straight up blackness. Aye. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, I do it for the love, him not do it for no money. Straight up, him attack, educating everybody. Big up my friends and big up my family. Turn on the radio, catch the vibes, it's integrity. Straight up, Benskop stands for unity. One people, one nation, one destiny. Free up the truth in the air, even the blind can see. The deaf can hear, the dumb can talk, the cripple can walk. Boom. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, we have to gather wrong, grab a seat and sit down, pay attention. Education, liberation, we have to stand strong. Benskop upon the radio, lively up the program. Everybody call somebody and let them turn and tune and on the radio and catch the boom song. We boom it up already, we have to boom it up again. Expose and reveal him. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto.
Good night. What should we do tonight? It's Thursday. What should we do? Should we preach? Should we just preach? Should we just forget about the politics? Should we just pretend as though we just don't see, we don't hear what's happening? If we were to preach tonight, tell me which book in the Bible. Should we start off at Genesis? Should we start off where? Exodus? Ecclesiastes? Where do you want? Ephesians? Where do you want us to start? Proverbs? The book of Proverbs? I don't know. Where do you want? Which book in the Bible? Proverbs? Matthew? Mark? Luke? Or should we, should we just read the book of James? The book of James. All right. I don't know what is happening, but you guys got to be able to read between the lines. They got some Bacchus, and they got Charandascum. They got Charandascums in all forms, all shapes, all forms, all every single thing. And when you guys are looking and thinking that Charandas, the Judas, and all the, only come in one form, and you're looking at straight here, and you're looking at yep. And so tonight we probably gonna open the book of James. Corinne Roberts, what the book of James says. Do we have any pastor in the house? Do we have a reverend? I'm talking about legitimate ones, right? What do we have? What do we have? Where do we start? Should I just get up and do a nice dance for you? I think I should just get up and dance, and just dance for 1 hour. 1 hour. Because if Vibes Cartel can stand on the stage for 3 hours, and he doesn't have more stamina than me, I can just get up. If he can do it for 3 hours, why can't I just dance until elections time? Lots of comedy, lots of selling out going to happen. Lots of surprises for some of you. But I keep saying to all you, as the Trinidadians would say, I keep saying to all you, somebody's asking me, what about Apostle London? What about Apostle London? What good night to Apostle London. Y'all give my friend a little partake today upon his life, and he's doing his thing, right? Y'all leave Apostle London out of this here. He talk his story plain, he talk his story straight. Unlike we know where pastor, well, he's not a pastor. You call Apostle London a pastor, he's going to get upset. Apostle London. Apostle London. You know where he's coming from. He tells his story like it is. He wears a hat of a businessman. He wears the hat of an activist. He wears a lot of hats. And so tomorrow morning, if Apostle London wants to put on his businessman's hat, he's going to put it on. But he tells you that he's putting it on. The Bacchus, the flat-foot hustlers, they pretend. And then when they pretend, they just don't pretend in a way, they try to be slick. But we know them, at least I do. Get a book with a lot of them. Their names are in the book. Lots of them. And I know the sellouts. I know the Judases. I know the Charandas. I know them. I know the flat-foot hustlers. So don't be fooled. Don't be surprised. Do not be surprised, guys. Take your licks like a man. Y'all in the opposition, take your licks like a man. Get up and be stronger. Get up and be stronger. Those at Congress Place, bingo crowds is not an elections crowd. Bingo crowds are different. And so when you get a bingo crowd, and you get all those cars at bingos, and you're showing your bingo crowds are different crowds. Bingo crowds are different crowds. Let me see Beverly Ann. Beverly said London is one, and we have many more, Mark. London is one of what? London is one of what? What are you really saying about London? London is one of what? London tell y'all he's not PNC. London tell y'all he's not a supporter of the PNC. He tell y'all Aubrey Norton is not his leader. What more y'all want to hear? Why is Apostle London even an issue? Y'all get people right around y'all in Congress, please. Y'all get people not so long ago that one James said that, oh, he supports the leader. He's with opposition leader Robert. See, I even forget the opposition leader's name too. Can somebody in the audience tell me who is the opposition leader? Aubrey Norton. And so there's a difference between the Bacchus, the hustlers, and Apostle London. Apostle London threw his cards on the table. He shuffled it and he throws it on the table. You know where he stands. He tells you where he stands. And we got to respect that. We might disagree with some things, at least I do, respectfully, but we've got to give people like Apostle London credit because they say it as it is. Then we gotta look out for the snakes, though, you know. The snakes. They come around you, they drink around you, they eat around you, they sneeze around you, they use the toilet around you, all manner of things. They come and they embrace you. Yo, what's up, my brother? They drink with you and all manner of things. The snakes are the ones you have to look out for. The snakes are the ones you have to look out for. And so, y'all leave Apostle London. He tells you what he is. He tells you what he's about. And you've got to respect a man who comes and be straight up with you and say, this is what I am. The snakes are the ones. The serpents are the ones you got to watch for. And just like a snake, this is how they go. All day, they circle, they bite, they go, they circle, they bite. And that's what it is. They got a lot of snakes around you guys. They got to clean up Congress Place, the bushes, because the snakes. You've got to be careful, guys. Take a listen to this trash. It is what it is. It is trash. It is not that Bond is any heavyweight. He's not a heavyweight. Just a hustler. Remember, I told you guys that. Just a hustler. Zoop, hustle. And there's nothing new. It's been a trend. And if you guys check the trend, you would have peeped the card years ago. At least I peeped the card years ago. Years ago. There is a book, though. There is a huge book, a big book. Some of their names are featured in that book. But I peeped their card a long time ago. Take a listen to this in case you missed it.
I thought you come and telling you support, make sure to support me in the next election. President Daddy is one person who's always remembered me. From since he was a minister, he's always remembered me. He's been a friend to me. And I'm giving you a second term. I said I'm publicly served.
What more y'all want here? Seriously, what more y'all want here?
Oh Lord, me tell ya. Whoa, 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 whoa. Some trouble take your Lord of God. Big shut it up, go feel. Can't say me never did I warn you. Oh Lord, me tell ya. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Can't say me never did I warn you.
Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear that? Can't say me never did I warn you. Can't say me never did I warn you. I'm not. So when somebody sent me that, I'm like, rubbish. It doesn't have any weight, not significant, rubbish. That is just what it is. Rubbish. Rubbish. Bernadette James, Oh, you guys wanna see it again?
It's fun. I thought you coming and telling you support, make sure to support me in the next election. You support President Daddy is one person who's always remembered me. From since he was a minister, he's always remembered me. He's been a friend to me. And I'm giving you a second term. I said I'm publicly served.
Can't say me never did I warn you. Oh Lord, me tell you. Can't say me never did I warn 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 you. Oh Lord.
Can't say me never did a what? Can't say me never did a warn you. It was right there. It was right there for all of you guys to see. Zigzagging, and then there will be an explanation, and then there will be a zigzagging. Congress Place should shut the doors, shut the gates of those snakes. Lots and lots of snakes. Lots and lots of snakes. Messages coming in even while I'm live on the air, right? They're just sending the messages. One is saying, we are not surprised. Of course we are not surprised. I don't know why you guys are surprised at all. What else is happening in the news, guys? We got better things to focus on. Far better things to focus on. Not the flatfoot hustlers. Not the flatfoot hustlers at all. The flatfoot hustlers are going to crawl out of their holes. We already know. We already know what it's all about. We saw it. We saw it way before the umbrella days. Scavengers. That is what they are. Political scavengers. That is what they are. Flatfoot hustlers. No weight. Absolutely. Not even a penny weight. Lightweight in the politics. Means nothing. Next, let's move on. Irfan Ali. Here how these guys are lying. Here how these guys are lying. You know the story with this guy, right? Good. This is Quindon Bacchus. Over a week, probably 2 weeks now. You can give me, I know we have a lot of researchers. Lots of researchers can say when, exactly when. Over 2 weeks now, right? That the court actually awarded Quindon Bacchus, $24 million, right? $24 million, guys. $24 million. Are you guys hearing? $24 million. But I'll give you guys the whole story. November 15th, guys. November 15th. Almost 2 weeks ago, right? We'll get to the point. Almost 2 weeks ago, and the state on December 28th, actually, but the story came out on the 29th. The story came out on the 29th of December. That is almost 2 weeks now. Almost 2 weeks now. After the pressure, after the PPP came under pressure, guess what? You guys know what happened, right? After the PPP came under pressure, can somebody tell what happened after they came under serious pressure? This is what happened approximately, maybe, let's say, going on 2 weeks. On November 15th, the court ruled and ordered the 22 or 24 million dollars for Quindon Bacchus relatives. Quindon Bacchus was murdered by members of the Guyana police force. Young man, now started living his life. Murdered by members of the Guyana police force. The family sued the court. The family sued the police. The court awarded the family $22.5, Guyana dollars, that is, judgment in unlawful killing. They murdered the young man. The police murdered this young man. The state appealed the decision to pay this young man's family. Ruthless, heartless PPP regime. Heartless PPP regime. Heartless PPP regime. And this is what the other day, this is what a so-called minister of the government was talking about, how Irfan Ali loves young people. After they appeal this matter here, listen to her. Suan Rodriguez. Is it Suan?
The APNU-AFC campaigned on a youth platform in 2015. And during the 2015 to 2020 period, we saw how they treated young people. They broke all their promises to the young people. They held no senior positions in the government. The promise of the National Youth Council was not achieved, even though it was in there.
And so she was trying to say that Irfan Ali loves young people. That is not true. Now, here's my question. First of all, Irfan Ali knew over a week ago that the state, headed by him, appealed this matter. It was all over the news. Guess what, guys? He said absolutely nothing. He did absolutely nothing. You know why? Because they didn't care. However, after public pressure all over on social media and so forth, the opposition did a slight little barking on the issue. They were more focused on God in heaven knows what. Some of them were on vacation. And so, because of the public pressure, Ali decided now to make it appear that he was doing something that's good. Because this is a season to withdraw lawsuits and appeals and so forth. And Ali has joined the bandwagon. 1.5 weeks after, he decided, after public pressure, that this is what they are going to do. Irfan Ali halts state's appeal against $24 million award for Quindon Bacchus. So because of public pressure, he withdrew. They were ashamed, and so they withdrew. Shame on Irfan Ali. But here is what these vagabonds should have done. Not just to withdraw the appeal because they got caught with their pants down and they were ashamed. Not because of that. What Irfan Ali should do, if he really, really cares, we know he doesn't, then he should have announced that they will double the settlement to the family. So instead of taking shame, or because they're shameless, they should have announced that they double this amount, double the amount. But no, Irfan Ali wouldn't do that. Are you going to do that, Irfan Ali? Are you going to double the amount? The family of Quindon Bacchus, they deserve more. They deserve better. And if this so-called regime, this PPP regime, was serious about anything other than just withdrawing the appeal that they were all part of, they knew what they were doing, then they should double this amount. Irfan Ali, will you double this amount? Maybe you're watching, I don't know. But will you double this amount to make it $50 million? $50 million. $50 million. Double it. If you want to be so nice, pretending that you are so nice, double the figure. Double it. What else is happening in your neck of the woods, guys? Notice these guys are coming out now. They're speaking out. They're speaking out. All three of them, GECOM commissioners, they're representing the opposition. One is Vincent Alexander. The other is Charles Corbin. And the other is Desmond Trotman. All three of them are representing your interest, or they should be representing your interest. That is what they're being paid to do. But for the most part, they have been silent on matters inside of GECOM. And we have been calling them out right here on 107.1 FM. We have been saying, speak out, guys, speak out, speak out. Hold regular press conferences. They have not been doing that. However, in 2025, the three of them are now speaking out. The three are now speaking out. Let us hope this is not a one-time come out, show your face, and disappear. Or Vincent Alexander writing a letter in the newspaper, and that's it, making it appear that he's the only commissioner there, when in fact there are three of them. They need to hold regular press conferences. They need to be speaking out as often as possible. As often as possible. I noticed there's a Patricia King is saying Robert sold us out. Who's Robert? And do you guys realize that in the opposition this is a dead song? Everybody sold us out. Robert sold us out. This buddy sold us out. The buddy sold us out. I hope that is not the national anthem of the opposition. You know, they can do better than singing the old song, the old tune. Left, right, somebody sold us out. Somebody sold, Robert sold us out. Robert sold us out. This buddy sold us out, right? Good night to Patricia King. Robert, which Robert you talking about? Which Robert you talking about? Robert would have sell dog food on Pitt Street, New Amsterdam? Which Robert? You said Robert sold us out. Who? Where? When? Who? Where? When? How? Which Robert? Janet O'Neill, Robert Corbin sold you guys out? Could somebody say in what way Robert Corbin sold y'all out? What way Robert Corbin sold y'all? I'm waiting. I'm going to read. Robert Corbin sold y'all out. Robert Passad sold y'all out. I don't know. Y'all guys in the opposition, I'll get y'all act together. Y'all, as the Trinidadians will say, all you get, all you act together. Everybody sold you out. Every single thing. There seems to be a pattern. I'm tired of the same thing over and over. Oh, Father. Oh, gosh. Palawala Pride, how are you doing? Palawala Pride. Eva Mattis, okay. Mattis, how are you? O'Neillius says, Mark, I don't trust GECOM chairwoman. She not to be trusted. Are you telling us that now? You're telling us that? Guys, aren't we like focusing? Somebody come now and asking, where's Robert Corbin? What does Robert Corbyn, what does he have to do with what is happening now? Can we seriously? So out of the blue, we're talking about GECOM. Then out of the blue, somebody says Robert Corbyn sold us out. And then there's a next question. Where is Robert Corbyn? What does that have to do with the current discussion? What does it have to do with our current discussion? Robert Corbyn is enjoying his retirement. Oh, man. Oh. Ask, where is Aubrey Norton? That can be a fair question. That can be a fair question, because the leader of the opposition seems to be and obviously quiet on a lot of issues. He is quiet. He is the current leader of the People's National Congress. This is where y'all got to focus on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Don't tell me that the leader of the opposition is waiting for someone from the US to pull up a chair next elections and say, we are going to install you. You sit down there. And therefore, all the problems that's happening in the country now, don't say anything. Don't protest. Don't speak as often. You just stay quiet and hold your bingo sessions at Congress Place. And video some cars going in and just talk about that. Don't talk about anything else. Nothing else. Carl Miller is asking a question. And Carl Miller's question in the audience, Carl is asking, where is Roysdale Ford? You guys really want me to tell you where Roysdale Ford is? Under quarantine, when we were little boys and girls, we used to say, up in your nose, old Bengali. Well, I hope that answers your question, Carl Miller, because nobody seems to know where Roysdale Ford is. Roysdale ran for the leadership, or he wanted to be the leader of the party and so forth and so on. And the pressure probably was a little too much. The pressure was a little too much. And poor Roysdale cloak up and gone in the corner. We don't hear from Roysdale. Occasionally he writes a little something and he dash it in the Village Voice. He dash it in the Village Voice and he gone, he disappeared. We know what you're up to. Everybody disappearing, guys. There's the disappearing act. Well, Annette don't disappear. Annette, y'all girl, well, not y'all girl. I know some of y'all, yes, she don't. But Annette, once a tin cup knock, Annette dead these days. I saw she made a video talking about something in the video, and these folks got to, the message, they got to calm down. I'm like, Annette, calm down. But at least Annette there out there. She ain't care waiting in cup knock. She running. But they got to calm down, and the speech, the delivery. The delivery got to be on spot, man, in Russia. Yes, Jacqueline Johnson. Roysdale Ford is missing in action. Not only Roysdale, you know, a bunch of them, members of parliament in the opposition, are missing in action. One and two of them now making whistle stops. You whistle, whistle stops. Couple of people, they gaff and they gone. What has happened to the opposition, guys? But when you talk, the bombs raise. It's like you can't tell them anything. They want to direct you to only focus on the PPP. Don't focus on them and some of the stupidity in the opposition. And because of that stupidity, the snakes are getting to be too many. And so, because of the stupidity, the snakes crawling out. Some of them are formed into snakes. And not all of them who walk away are snakes, mind you. We know who the snakes are. So I'm not going to disrespect people for not wanting to be involved because of this stupidity that we're seeing right now. There's not much energy. And regardless of how we twist it, we turn it, there's not much energy in the opposition. We've got to be honest with ourselves. The opposition just catching one and two people now, take two pictures, and they say, this body from this political, this body from the... I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. Somebody tell me what's happening. Something isn't right. Again, I repeat, something isn't right with the opposition. Something isn't right. That is why Tanti Moral, every single Thursday, Tanti Moral is out there. Every single Thursday. Every single Thursday, talking a set of trash. Listen to her. Him.
General Secretary, that the government is going to address the question of security robustly to ensure that the people of this country, they can exercise their constitutional right to select a government freely and fairly in a manner that will not lead them to be intimidated or causing violence to suppress their votes.
All right. So this guy claimed that he met with members of the Private Sector Commission. In other words, the PPP is meeting with PPP. Because that is what the Private Sector Commission is all about. They are a set of Bacchus who have over the years embraced the PPP. That is what they are about. And so according to this Bacchus, he is talking about no elections violence, and the PPP doesn't believe in elections violence, and all manner of trash. Are you guys buying that? This is the same guy whose party, as he would say, party, they were stoning school buses in 2020. They were beating up cops. They were attempting to overturn and assassinate a minister of the coalition government because that is what they wanted to do. They wanted to kill that minister. The PPP guys were threatening Claudette Singh to kill her. Claudette Singh said she was afraid for her life. Claudette Singh said there was a notorious businessman who wanted to kill her. That businessman was, up until recently, supporting the PPP regime. This is what these people do. Jack Dio shouldn't be talking about election violence. They're notorious when it comes to not just elections violence, but of killing people. Over 1,000 people died during Jack Dio's reign. They disputed, they continue to dispute it. They're disputing the numbers. That is all they can dispute. The numbers, not so many. Not so many. That's all they can say. Not so many. If not so many, then what? This guy claims he doesn't believe in the PPP and no elections violence. Yet it's the same Bara Jack Dale who's standing there, a picture that was taken at State House with questionable individuals. One of them was a known killer for the PPP regime. A known hitman for the Phantom Squad. They tortured people. They cut off people's limbs and all sorts of things that Aubrey's or Aubrey's wine bar, right not far a stone throw away from the prisons. This is a guy who has associated himself with known criminals. Barrett Jack Dale. How many of you guys remember this guy? Let me see if you guys know the old story. But yet he sits there and he's talking that the PPP doesn't believe in violence and elections violence. And look at what look at them. Look at them. So many people that the PPP orchestrated their deaths, assassinations. And those of you who don't know the whole story probably would say, oh yeah, Jack Dale, probably. Jack Dale is a liar. These are people who mix and mingle, and they probably continue to do so with criminal elements all across Guyana. And so this guy, Kazerki, he was one of the killers for the PPP regime. He was charged along with Sean Hines and Ashton King. Ashton King was the part owner of A&D Funeral Parlor. Ashton and Debbie Funeral Parlor along Cemetery Road. Every time bodies were dropping on the streets like rice, most of the bodies were sent and dumped at A&D Funeral Parlor. And so Ashton King, Sean Hines, and this guy, Kazerki, the three of them were charged for the deaths of Bumbale, George Bacchus, and his brother, Shafiq Bacchus. They were charged. On the day they appeared in court, Sean Hines, Ashton King, and Kazerki, they were remanded to Camp Street Prison. Finally, they were remanded to Camp Street Prison. And guess what? Kazerki was bigger and stronger than all of them. Ashton King was a little peeny-weeny, small, short man. Sean Hines, taller, big belly, and a pussycat. This guy here, Kazerki, was taller than Sean Hines and strapping. But he fainted after he learned that he was going to be remanded to Camp Street Prison. He fainted. He dropped down. He started to froth out of his mouth and sweat. He can't take it. He can't go to, y'all think prison easy? Not that it could be tall and dropping and Batman. Frightened prison, bad. Even Sean Hines and Ashton King, if they're watching, they know they couldn't take prisons. They couldn't take solitary confinement. They were crying like babies, bawl, crying. And so this guy knew what was up. And so he pretended as though he fainted. And so they rushed him. The mistake he made was allowed himself to be rushed to Georgetown Public Hospital. And guess who was the minister then? And yes, Leslie Ramsamy. No, I'm not saying that Leslie Ramsamy killed him. I'm not saying that. And I would never say that on this program, that Leslie Ramsamy killed him. No. But what we can say is when this guy died under questionable circumstances, Leslie Ramsamy was the Minister of Health. There's scores of other individuals who died under questionable circumstances at the Georgetown Public Hospital when Leslie Ramsamy was the minister. And so this guy, Kazerki, didn't want to make it in Camp Street. He couldn't make it. He probably was afraid of wigs and lipstick. Yep, he probably was afraid of wigs and lipstick. The same sort of wigs and lipstick that they had at State House, probably, on this very day, as they're hugging and squeezing the man who loves to wear wigs and lipstick. Look how they're hugging him. A notorious killer. But yet this is the same, and sometimes it hurts me to address him as the man. But listen again, listen.
Influence on people, even in periods when they've been tested and their patience tried, that we've always stood for peace, stability, respect for the dignity of our people.
Really? Respect for the dignity of our people? What is wrong with this guy? What respect for what dignity? On this day, when they knew that they were up to skullduggery, when they invaded Guyana Elections Commission, and it is said that they wanted to kill Claudette Singh. Claudette Singh herself said they wanted to kill her. Claudette Singh herself said a so-called businessman, wanted her dead. Claudette Singh said she was afraid for her life at this very moment when they invaded the Guyana Elections Commission. She locked up in her room, her office, because she was afraid that this mobster, this gang of what is it? Terrorists invaded the Guyana Elections Commission. She was afraid, and so she locked herself in the office. She called a few people, including an inspector, and the inspector was able to say she's okay. Inspector Naran, yes, she's okay. She's okay. They continued to barge into the place, saying that they want to see. So suddenly, a woman that they were so much against, a woman that they wanted to kill, and of course, Claudette knew that if they had gotten access to her office that night, they would have killed her, choked her, and then say they found her dead. That was the intention. But yet this is the guy, Jack Dale, giving you guys the impression that he is peaceful. I bet Ronald Waddle's relatives don't think so. Ronald Waddle was assassinated, and you can't tell me that Jack Dale didn't know what transpired. Ronald Waddle was assassinated, about 19 bullets, by serving members of the Guyana Police Force, former members of the Guyana Police Force who were part of a death squad connected to the PPP regime. But yet Jack Dale is going to sit there and give you guys the impression, not all of you, that he is a peaceful guy and all he wants is peace. Peace of what? Peace of... Continue to listen.
Against violence perpetrated by the opposition. I assure them that the government, although I was speaking as General Secretary, that the government is going to address the question of security robustly to ensure that the people of this country, they can exercise their constitutional right to select a government freely and fairly in a manner that...
This is a guy who is notorious in rigging elections. That's according to the man in the streets, right? They have rigged so many elections in Guyana, only God knows. But yet they like to complain and say, oh, PNC and Bornham, and these guys are the biggest riggers of elections. Hamilton Green spoke about the MacDoom seat that he, Hamilton Green, won, and they refused to give Hamilton Green his seat. Now let's fast forward to 2006. They stole a seat from Region 10 and they gave it to Sam Hines. For 5 years, Sam Hines sat in a stolen seat. You should just, if I had my way, I probably walk something on him. And because of the fact he sat on that stolen seat for 5 years, he should just walk and hop. Walk and hop. That is what they should do. And Father, just let him walk and hop from now on. Walk and hop. Thieves. They are a pack of thieves. You should never trust them. Never trust these Bacchus. They have got to go. No matter who flatfoot hustler tell you, they're going to give him a second term. You don't have a power. You don't even have the power to probably run a proper business. You're going to give Irfan a second term. Oh, give me a break. If that doesn't open your eyes, guys, I don't know what's going to open your eyes. And, it's so sad that some people even continue to call this Bacchus doctor. Not even a doctor. Has no PhD. Nothing. Paid for his honorary doctorate. But he sits there and he's calling people criminal. He's calling Glenn Lal a criminal. Who could be a bigger criminal than this crook? Who can be a bigger criminal than this crook? Who can be a bigger criminal than this crook? Who can be a bigger criminal than this crook? Bharat Jagdeo. Now let's take a look at this. Let's remind him, please. Let's remind this big crook, Jagdeo.
Sit there and fabricate that. Unless you say who the person is, I can't comment on anonymous people.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Su Jurong?
Su? Oh, Su? My relationship?
He can't talk about his relationship with Su because he has been in bed with Su. Just imagine he's renting a property. Suddenly, he is a landlord. Got into government, had nothing. Had a rubber slippers. A dingy bukta. Walked from Unity to Georgetown. The PNC rescued him. He got free education. Got a scholarship to go to Lumumba University in Moscow. Did a set of things while he was at Moscow. Then he returned under the PNC government. The PNC government didn't do anything spiteful to him. They took him in. They gave him a job at state planning. All of these things. This Bacchus must tell his supporters how much the PNC did for him. What the PNC did for him. That is what he has to do. So when Cherry became president and they got Asghar Ali, lived for about 30 years in Jamaica, Asghar Ali became the senior minister of finance. Jagdeo bombs raised, and every single day Jagdeo talking Asghar Ali's name. Every single day, pull down Asghar, pull down Asghar. God in heaven knows what else he probably wanted Asghar to do to him. Every single day, until they kick Asghar out and he became senior minister of finance. And it is since then he had his eyes, this pussycat, had his eyes on the nation's purse. Thief, 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 thief. But yet he has the nerve to sit there at his so-called press conference and call people criminal and Glenn Lal is a criminal and all manner of things he say. And then he has some criminals, some convicts right there next to him at that so-called press conference. Kwame McCoy, a convict, a criminal. Jason Abdullah, a convict, a criminal. Then that hungry belly one, what's his name? Critic. And all these guys. Critic, a madman, pick up a big piece of iron, beating some lock on a car, right? Those are the people that he is surrounded by. And talking and calling people criminal. As far as Jagdev is concerned, as long as people don't support him, they're criminal. So Glenn Lal is a criminal. Burke is a criminal. You know? Everybody is a criminal. It's only soon for him to start call the sanctioned people, them Mohammed Azruddin and his father, them criminals. It's only soon. Watch it. Soon he's going to start calling them that as well. But he's not going to look at himself in the mirror and call himself a criminal. He's not going to look at Irfan Ali and call Irfan Ali a criminal. He's not going to do that. These bloody criminals
will not lead them to be intimidated or causing violence to suppress their votes. They mentioned the issues of the voters list, what they've been hearing in the public domain. And I think that in most quarters, there is a recognition now that the PNC and AFC, they have been misleading their supporters and also maybe themselves. By now, most Guyanese would recognize that constitutionally, you cannot remove people's name from the voters list who have gone through the robust process and scrutinized process of being registered. And why do I say a robust process? It's the registration process is one that is highly scrutinized. It doesn't require only, it doesn't have the same sort of potency. It looks a bit messy. People raise issues and with getting their NIS pension because of the employers not submitting their contribution.
All right, so fast track there for a moment. He is talking about NIS pension and employers not contributing and all these different things. But what he's not going to tell you guys is that under his stewardship, they stole hundreds of millions of dollars from NIS. They almost bankrupt that entire agency. An agency that was created to safeguard the savings of hardworking people. And he stole that money, hundreds of millions of dollars, and he gave it to friends and cronies to build the Berbice River Bridge. A private company placed that in the hands, hundreds of millions of your money, pensioners' money, people who have worked hard and able to pay their money over at NIS so that at the old age, they can get something at the end of the month. But Jagdev took all of that money and he gave it to friends and cronies. That is what he did to build a so-called bridge across the Berbice River, an old beat-up bridge that a few years after they're breaking it down and building a new bridge that cost far more, when in fact that is what they should have done in the beginning. They should have listened to the experts who told them that they can build a bridge further down that will hop on over from the Rusignol side over to Stanleytown or whichever area that is. Shorter, better, cheaper. But Jagdev didn't want that. He likes it bigger. And so he took all of NIS money, put it, the bridge at the mouth of the Berbice River, Law. And that's Jack Deal. Stole your money. Hundreds of millions of dollars of your money. And now they're breaking it down. And these are the people who tell you that they know how to run a country. These are the people who tell you that they know how to govern a country. What they do know, and you've got to give them credit, they know how to thief good. They know how to thief your money and bank billions of dollars in China and other places. They know how to thief your money and buy properties in Florida, in Barbados, in St. Vincent, in New York, all over. These people are filthy rich because they have stolen your wealth, the nation's wealth. That is what they do. And so every Thursday, he sits there as though he really, as though he get piled. And as though he really loves the country and loves people. And then the impression he gave you is that the PNC is this, the PNC is that. He gets nightmare thinking of the PNC. Just like them, they get nightmares thinking about Barnum. How long Barnum dead now? And Barnum dead straight up in the heart. Every single thing of Barnum. 30-something years now, Barnum dead. And almost every single thing them a do now is as a result of Barnum's policies, Barnum's vision. That is what they do. All the things them a do now, the things they condemn, rice flour get your belly big. You get your belly big. Well, it's not rice flour that got lots of people's belly big. I can guarantee you guys that. Not rice flour get people belly big. Enough people can tell you that is not rice flour. I don't know why the operator put this photograph on the page. Right? But it's not rice flour that's get people's belly big. So that was just a lie being peddled by the PPPC. Now, all of them are run for rice flour. Every single thing. Every single thing. I don't know. These guys are a set of losers. That is why you've got to vote them out of office. Everything they're doing is setting themselves up to rig the elections. They want to, again, rig the elections. They are elections riggers. And then they come out and calling PNC people riggers. They cost Barnum, PNC people remain quiet. All kind of things they say about Barnum, then people in Congress Place remain quiet. It's only a few on Facebook, social media and thing, standing up to defend the legacy of Forbes Barnum. But all of them quiet. Do you see them fighting back? Do you see them standing up and fighting back for their leader? The former president, the founder of their party, the People's National Congress? Do you see them fighting back? They don't fight back. They don't say nothing. Nothing. Them is them like they're back in the days, you're in school, someone them big vice pass and slap you across the head and you can't do nothing. That's what's happening. But tomorrow morning they're gonna go and get a press conference. I keep them constipated. No, sorry, I should not be doing that. I should not be doing that. I'm a little bit upset with them, but I should not be doing that. When I say tomorrow morning they'll have a press conference as though they're... Let me tell you. Anyway, guys, good night. It's Thursday night. My name is Mark Benshop. Karen Clark, you guys are naughty. You guys are setting me up for all of that thing, right? So we got some breaking news according to Travis Chase. Travis Chase is saying breaking news. Brutus again. Embattled Assistant Commissioner of Police Calvin Brutus has once again moved to the High Court seeking several declarations and orders. Mr. Brutus wants the High Court to find that the government of Guyana diversity policy of Guyana Police Force is discriminatory on the basis of race and is in contravention of articles. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. I don't know what's happening in Guyana. I just don't know. Honestly, I don't know what's happening in Guyana. I don't know what's happening in that country. It's like every single thing is a mess. And it only happens for the most part when the PPPC, when they're in office, everything happens. Like nothing goes right. Nothing goes right. Every day. If you're in your blackout, no matter how much money, no matter how much boats they buy for GPL. It's like these crosses, Jagdev and Irfan, and all the ministers, a pack of crosses, a pack of Pakus, a pack of Nimakarams, a pack of Chamars, a pack of Korhis, a pack of Katahars, a pack of Tedekabord, Nanika Chororka land. And I don't want to finish up the rest there, right? Neville Sita probably knows it out. Tedekabord. Who knows this whole thing? Repeat whatever the last verse. Tedekabord. Nanika Choror Kalandeke. Come on, Jamal, all of you guys. Tere Kabud, Nanika Choror Kalandeke. Nobody's saying it. Nobody's saying it there at all. Nobody's saying it. Tere Kabud, Nanika Choror Kalandeke. Come on, guys. You guys supposed to know Hindi. You guys supposed to know Hindi. Finish what I'm saying here. Lakshman Aziz, all of you guys supposed to know Hindi, right? Y'all make me know more Hindi than all. Well, of course, no more Hindi. No. That's not what it says, Neville Sita. Neville, take a seat. You don't know Hindi. You're my friend. Civic, you don't know Hindi. It says, Tere Kabur, Narika Choror Kalandeke. Find that out, guys, and probably tomorrow night you'll be able to tell me. We should have Tom tomorrow night. Tom. We got to have Tom tomorrow night. Lakshman Aziz doesn't know. Nobody knows. Oh, man. Don't tell me I don't know that. Tere kabur nanika choror ka lan deke. Tere kabur nanika choror ka lan deke. I'm not going to say the final. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. So what else we can talk about before we go? Is there anything else you guys want us to talk about before Brutus suing the state? And this time, it's about diversity policy. Brutus has been there during the years. And, you know, one of the things that I can't stand with individuals, when they have a chance to fight the system, they don't fight it from within. They wait until something happens, then they start complaining, then they start retching. They just use the R instead of the B. And the complaining and the diversity this and the diversity that, and I don't know. Let's see how far Brutus is going to go with this, though. But according to court documents seen by Nightly News, Mr. Brutus alleges that in the last quarter of 2020, at a meeting involving the president, vice president, ministers of government, commissioner of police, and other government officials, a directive was given by the vice president that the structure of the Guyana police force should mirror the ethnic composition of the population in Guyana. And therefore, what Brutus is alleging, I suppose, is that Bharat Jagdev and them say, no matter what it takes, balance the ethnic composition. And so Guyanese of East Indian descent, don't put them through the rigorous process of all sorts of things. Just take them and put them. Take them, right, Sital? Take them and put them. Stack them up. Stack them up. The same thing they were saying about the Guyana Defense Force, Oh, as though anybody was preventing Guyanese, regardless of their ethnic background, from joining the police force, from joining the Guyana Defense Force, from joining the Guyana Prison Service. During my years of service of the Guyana Prison Service as a senior officer, who knows, man. During my years as a senior, very senior prison officer, right? Okay, you guys got it. I saw very few Guyanese of East Indian descent as officers. There were more of my colleagues were on the other side than they were as officers. Barely 2-3. And now, according to Brutus, Jack Deere directed the Guyana Police Force to catch everybody, catch persons, Guyanese of East Indian descent, and put them in the Guyana Police Force. Catch them and put them. Just catch them and put them. Catch them and put them. Catch them and put them. That's exactly what it is about. That's exactly what it is about. What else can we talk about, guys? Forget about James. Blonde, right? Forget about it. Who cares? These guys zigzag so much that you don't even, sometimes they probably walk with tight pants and the tight pants like squeeze the little sense that they have. Those guys with tight pants, thank God for me, I'm not into tight pants. Definitely I'm not into tight pants and would never be into tight pants. But them tight pants banners, it's like the blood circulation and it squeezed their brains out. Some of them hardly have brains anyways, too. What else is happening? The story with the Chief Justice and the Chancellor seems to be dying down. I keep saying to y'all that the PPPC, they have a curveball they're going to throw, a monkey wrench they're going to throw. I'll be surprised if they confirm those two persons. I don't really care for one. And y'all know which one I don't really care for. And I ain't gonna no hot son for nobody to be confirmed into a position and then use that position to, you know what? Not me. Not me. They're always scared to make decisions. For Roxanne George, when she was the acting DPP, she had an opportunity to null pros some cases. She never did. I'm not going to make it personal. I'm not going to make it personal. Marla Alicock is saying Rickford Burke wears tight pants. I don't know. I haven't seen Rickford in a couple of years. That's true. And his basement is not far from mine. We both live in basements, right? But I watch them tight pants, man. Like the circulation and those who love to hold umbrellas for other men and all, you got to watch them. They're dangerous. Never trust them. Don't trust them. They got a song, some sort of reggae. I don't even know. I'll let you guys hear it shortly. We'll be right back. But some of them get this tonight. James got this, the award. Y'all know what he got, right? How many of y'all want him to get the award tonight? Let me hear. How many of you guys want him to get the award tonight? You can say it. What's the award? What's the award? How many of you guys want him to get the award tonight? Let's go, guys.
There and fabricate that. Unless you say who the person is, I can't comment on anonymous people.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Sujurong?
Su. Oh, so my relationship? Nothing. He's a tenant in my place, yeah.
And he's a good friend of yours?
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours of blackout and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%. Get your give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people. Search your soul and you will confess. I want you try surviving on the public base. Then you're gonna know but stress.
All right. Hey, guys, guess what? I'm out of here. And let me say this to you guys, the snakes. Keep an eye out for the snakes. Be strong, guys. The PPP has got to go. And this is the message I leave you guys with tonight. Keep an eye out for the Judas, the snakes, the Charandas. And the Charandas, they come in all forms. Do not be fooled. They come in all forms. See you tomorrow night, right here on 107.1 FM. Mwah.
Yeah, good look for isn't it? Real one step. What do you know? That's pretty. Yeah, ask that man. Can I question that dog? You wanna put too much cover in there? Watch them, watch them, watch them, Ravens, watch them.
Watch them, Jordan. Is it? I know everybody run a reel. Watch your pussy there. Them a clap while you're dead. Them a pussy fred. No matter where you do, them say you never do for that. You know rate me, say what you want do yesterday. Me no want them pussy there for rate me. I be a bad man thing I go on lately. Me by the beam of them start move shake it. No a long time, them a pre-man need it. When you did broke, you and everybody alright. Start
There and fabricate that. Unless you say who the person is, I can't comment on anonymous people.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Sujurong?
Su. Oh, so my relationship? Nothing. He's a tenant in my place, yeah.
And he's a good friend of yours?
Right? Here. Sir. Say here. I got you all back. I just feel spoiled. I know that, huh? Hey, behind. Somebody got to carry fight.
Don't change the thing, will you?
Look at who's here.
You alright?
Right there with you. You don't know it. Come, turn towards the light. Let us see. I got all y'all under my heights. One love, right? One love. They only know how far we go.
Yeah, my name is Jacinty Caldata Francis Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my ex next to the cop, and what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data. I have none.
I'm going to do a body man walk right now. You ready? Fuck, let me go now.